right, if you're gearing up for the CISSP exam, then you already know that some of the absolute trickiest questions have nothing to do with technology. Am I right? They're about ethics. So in this explainer, we are going to crack that code and give you the exact mindset you need to absolutely master the professional ethics portion. So let's just dive right in with a classic scenario, one you're pretty much guaranteed to see in some form. Your boss is breathing down your neck, a critical deadline is right around the corner, and you're told to just bypass a security control. Now, in the real world, the answer to this is, well, it's complicated. But on the CISSP exam, there is only one correct path, and we're going to show you how to find it every single time. And here is our roadmap to get you there. First, we'll talk about the CISSP Ethics Challenge itself. Then, we'll introduce your ethical compass, the canons. After that, we'll tackle the main event, code versus company policy. Then we'll cover how to master the exam mindset, and we'll wrap it all up with your key takeaway. Okay, so first things first. Why do so many smart, experienced security pros get tripped up on these questions? Well, it's because there's a built-in trap, and it's that the exam isn't testing what you would personally do. And this right here is the key, your personal moral code, your gut feeling, what you did at your last job, any pragmatic business decisions you might have made in the past. All of it is completely irrelevant. The exam is purely 100% a test of your ability to follow a very specific and non-negotiable professional standard. And this is that standard, the ISC2 Code of Professional Ethics. You need to think of this as your North Star. For every single ethical question you face on the exam, this code isn't just a suggestion box, it is the absolute law. Seriously, think of it as the official answer key that they give you before you even start the test. So let's dig into the heart of that code. Let's talk about the 4 canons. You can think of these as the 4 pillars that hold up the entire ethical structure. Now, here's the secret. It's not just about knowing what these 4 canons are. You have to understand their order. See, they're listed in a strict hierarchy, and this is your secret weapon. It's like an ethical order of operations. Canon 1 always beats Canon 2, 2 beats 3, and so on. Whenever you're faced with a conflict, the higher-ranked canon wins. Simple as that. And at the very top, you have Canon 1. This is your prime directive. Your duty to the safety of the public, the community, the infrastructure. It comes before your company, before your boss, before your own self-interest. It is the ultimate trump card. Period. Next up is Canon 2. This is all about your personal integrity. It means you follow the law, you act with honesty, and you always give sound, responsible advice. You don't mislead people, and you certainly don't get involved in or cover up any illegal stuff. Then we have Canon 3, which is about your duty to your principals, your employers or your clients. You owe them your best work. You have to be competent, you have to be diligent, and of course you have to protect their confidential information. This is super important, but notice its place in the hierarchy, right? It comes after protecting the public and acting honorably. And finally, we have Canon 4. You can think of this one as being a good citizen of the cybersecurity profession. It's about sharing what you know, mentoring the next generation, and just generally behaving in a way that makes us all look good and upholds the reputation of our field. Okay, so we've got the canons down. Now we get to the real battle, the most common trap you'll face on the exam. What happens when your job and your ethics are in a head-on collision? And this is the classic showdown. You're going to see this conflict over and over again in exam questions. On one side, you have the ISC2 Code of Ethics, your absolute professional duty. And on the other side, you've got all that organizational pressure, your boss, the deadlines, the business goals. The exam is specifically designed to force you to choose between these two. And here it is, the single most important rule you need to burn into your brain. In the world of the CISSP exam, the Code of Ethics wins every single time. It overrides a direct order from a manager, it overrides any company policy, it overrides the pressure of any project deadline. There are absolutely no exceptions. This right here, this is the CISSP mindset. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually use this when you're staring down a multiple choice question and the clock is ticking? Let's build a practical strategy you can use to slice through any ethics question and pick the right answer with confidence. Here is your 4-step playbook. First, any answer choice that even hints at doing something illegal, it's out. Instantly wrong. Don't even waste a second on it. Second, always look for the answer that serves the highest order canon. Remember, public safety is king. Third, any option that puts profit or deadlines or business goals ahead of the code is a distractor. It's a trap. Get rid of it. And finally, be super, super wary of passive answers. If a clear ethical breach is happening, doing nothing or just telling my boss is almost never the right CISSP answer. You are expected to. All right, let's boil all of this down to the one single idea you have to remember. If you forget everything else from this explainer, please remember this. When you are answering these questions, you have to mentally take off your good employee hat and put on your ethical CISSP professional hat. In the world of the exam, your loyalty is not to the fictional company in the question. Your loyalty is to the ISC² Code of Ethics. Your job is not to solve their business problem. Your job is to prove you understand the code. And that's the whole game right there. The exam isn't trying to trick you. It's just trying to see if you get this one fundamental point. It's never asking what's convenient or what's profitable. It is always, always asking what is the most ethical action as defined by the code. Let that sink in. Because once you truly internalize that, you won't just pass the ethics questions, you will own them.